Imagine this, your own son, the boy you raised, turns his back on you because of a lie. My daughter-in-law accused me of something unthinkable, and he believed her. They stripped me of everything, my home, my savings, my dignity, and left me to rot in an abandoned house. But I'm not the kind of man who stays down. I fought back, and in just 1 year, I made them regret every second of their betrayal. This is my story of revenge, and trust me, you won't believe how it ends. Hit that subscribe button, grab a snack, and let's dive into the craziest year of my life. I'm Frank Carter, and I used to think family was everything. I raised my son Ethan on my own after my wife, Mary, passed away when he was just 10. I worked double shifts at my auto shop in Willow Creek to give him a good life. When Ethan married Lila 3 years ago, I thought I'd gained a daughter. How wrong I was. It started on a chilly November evening in 2024. I was at my modest 2-story house on Maple Street, fixing up an old Chevy in the garage, when Ethan and Lila showed up. Ethan's face was pale, his eyes avoiding mine. Lila stood behind him, arms crossed, her lips curled in a way that sent a chill down my spine. "Dad," Ethan said, his voice shaking, "Lila told me something. Something awful." Before I could ask what, Lila stepped forward, her voice sharp as a knife. "You know what you did, Frank. Don't play innocent." I was dumbfounded. "What are you talking about?" She turned to Ethan, tears streaming down her face, fake tears, I'd later realize. "He attacked me, Ethan. Last week, when you were at work. He tried to force himself on me." My heart stopped. The words hit like a sledgehammer. "That's a lie," I shouted, stepping toward her. Ethan shoved me back, his face twisted with anger. "Don't you dare touch her," he yelled. "She told me everything, Dad." "How could you?" No matter how much I pleaded, Ethan wouldn't listen. Lila's story was airtight. She had bruises on her arms, self-inflicted, I'd bet, and a rehearsed sob story. That night, they packed my things, drove me to an old, crumbling farmhouse on the edge of Willow Creek, and left me there. They took my house keys, my bank cards, everything. Ethan wouldn't even look at me as he drove away. The farmhouse was a nightmare, broken windows, rotting floors, no heat. I sat on a creaky chair, staring at the peeling wallpaper, my mind racing. Lila had planned this. She'd always eyed my savings, the $200,000 I'd tucked away from years of hard work. Now, she'd turned my own son against me to get it. But I wasn't broken. Not yet. Sitting in that cold, dark house, I made a vow, I'd make them pay. Not with violence, but with something smarter, something that would hit them where it hurt most, their greed. Cliffhanger ending. As I rummaged through the farmhouse, I found an old photo of me and Ethan as a kid, smiling at a fishing trip. I clutched it, my anger mixing with pain. "You'll see, Ethan," I whispered. "I'll take back what's mine." The next morning, I walked 5 miles into Willow Creek, my joints aching from the cold night. My first stop was Maggie's Diner, owned by my old friend Maggie Thompson. Maggie was a no-nonsense woman with gray-streaked hair and a heart of gold. When I told her what happened, her jaw dropped. Lila said what? Maggie slammed a coffee mug on the counter. "That girl's trouble, Frank. Always has been." Maggie gave me a place to stay, a spare room above the diner, and a hot meal. Over coffee, I laid out my situation. Lila and Ethan had my house, my savings, everything. I needed to fight back, but I had to be smart. I couldn't go to the police without proof. Lila's accusation would bury me. That's when Maggie introduced me to Tommy Vega, a former apprentice from my shop who'd become a private investigator in Columbus. Tommy was in his late 20s, sharp as a tack, with a knack for digging up dirt. He agreed to help me for old time's sake. First things first, Tommy said, pulling out his laptop. We need to know what Lila's hiding. Nobody pulls a stunt like this without a past. Tommy started digging into Lila's life, her social media, her old jobs, her connections. Meanwhile, I took odd jobs at Maggie's diner to scrape together some cash. Every night, I'd lie awake, planning. Lila wanted my money. I'd make sure she lost everything she'd gained, and more. Tommy's first breakthrough came a week later. Lila had a history of shady behavior. Before Ethan, she'd been engaged to a guy in Dayton who mysteriously lost his savings before she left him. There were no charges, but the pattern was clear. She was a con artist. I also learned Ethan had transferred my savings into a joint account with Lila. They'd bought a fancy new house in Columbus and were living large. Seeing photos of them at swanky restaurants, laughing while I was stuck in a diner attic, fueled my fire. My plan started to take shape, expose Lila's lies, turn Ethan against her, and ruin their financial empire. But I needed hard evidence. Tommy suggested hacking into Lila's email and phone records, risky, but necessary. I gave him the green light. Cliffhanger ending. Tommy called me late one night, his voice tense. Frank, I found something big. Lila's been talking to a guy named Vince. They're planning something that could destroy Ethan. Tommy showed me the emails he'd pulled from Lila's account. She was in constant contact with Vince Russo, a sleazy real estate developer in Columbus. The emails were coded, but it was clear they were scheming to siphon money from Ethan's construction business. Lila was feeding Vince inside info to secure shady deals, and they were splitting the profits. This was my chance. If I could prove Lila was cheating Ethan, not just emotionally, but financially, I could win him back. But I had to be careful. One wrong move, and Lila could pin more lies on me. I started tailing Lila myself, borrowing Tommy's beat-up sedan. I followed her to a ritzy coffee shop in Columbus where she met Vince. Hiding behind a newspaper, I snapped photos of them laughing, her hand on his arm. It wasn't enough to prove fraud, but it was a start. Meanwhile, Maggie helped me reconnect with old friends in Willow Creek. I told them my side of the story, planting seeds of doubt about Lila. Word spread, and soon, Ethan started getting questions from neighbors. Why'd you abandon your dad? I knew it was getting under his skin. Tommy dug deeper and found bank records showing Lila had moved $50,000 of my savings into an offshore account. That was my money, and she was hiding it. I was furious, but Tommy warned me to stay calm. We need to catch her in the act, he said. Set a trap. The trap was simple but brilliant. Tommy posed as a wealthy investor, contacting Lila about a big real estate deal. He used a fake identity, claiming to be a friend of Vince's. Lila took the bait, agreeing to meet Tommy to discuss a deal that would make millions. I listened in via a hidden mic, my heart pounding as Lila bragged about how she'd handled Ethan and me to get what she wanted. Cliffhanger ending. During the meeting, Lila slipped up, admitting she'd lied about me to get my money. Tommy recorded every word. But as I listened, I heard something else. Vince was planning to double-cross Lila, and Ethan was in danger. The recording was gold. Lila's voice, clear as day, admitting she'd framed me to steal my savings. But I wasn't ready to show my hand yet. Vince's plan to double-cross Lila meant Ethan could lose everything: his business, his home, his future. As angry as I was, Ethan was still my son. I had to protect him while destroying Lila. I met with Detective Sarah Brooks, a no-nonsense cop in Columbus who dealt with fraud cases. I played her the recording, but she warned me it wasn't enough for an arrest, yet. "We need evidence of the money moving," she said. "Get me that, and I can nail her." Tommy and I set up the final piece of the trap. Using his fake investor persona, Tommy convinced Lila and Vince to transfer the offshore money into a secure account for their fake deal. In reality, the account was controlled by a friend of Tommy's, a cybersecurity expert. The moment Lila transferred the money, we'd have proof of her fraud. Meanwhile, I reached out to Ethan. I left a voicemail, my voice steady but firm. "Son, I know you're angry, but you're being played. Meet me at Maggie's diner tomorrow. I have something you need to hear." I didn't expect him to show, but I had to try. To my surprise, Ethan came. He looked tired, his eyes hollow. "Dad, why should I trust you?" he asked. I didn't argue. I just played the recording. His face went white as Lila's voice filled the room, confessing her lies. For the first time, I saw doubt in his eyes. "Help me stop her," I said. "Not for me, for you." Ethan agreed to work with us, but he was hesitant. He still loved Lila, or thought he did. We gave him a role: act normal, keep Lila in the dark, and let us handle the rest. The trap went off perfectly. Lila transferred the $50,000 to the fake account, and Tommy's friend traced it, linking it to her and Vince. Detective Brooks was ready to move in, but I had one more piece to add: a public humiliation to seal Lila's fate. Cliffhanger ending. On the day of Lila and Vince's big deal, I invited the whole town to a community event at Maggie's diner, promising a big announcement. As Lila and Vince celebrated their scam, I was about to pull the rug out from under them. The diner was packed. Willow Creek folks filled every booth, curious about my announcement. Ethan stood by my side, nervous but resolute. Lila and Vince were in Columbus, thinking their deal had gone through. They had no idea what was coming. I'd rented a giant projector screen and set it up outside the diner, where the whole town could see. With Tommy's help, I'd edited the recordings, Lila's confession, her meetings with Vince, the bank transfers, into a video. As the crowd settled, I took the mic. "Thank you all for coming," I said, my voice steady. "Tonight, you'll see the truth about what happened to me, and who's really to blame." The video played. Lila's voice echoed through the speakers, admitting she'd lied about me. Gasps rippled through the crowd as footage showed her laughing with Vince, plotting to ruin Ethan. Ethan's face hardened beside me, his last shred of loyalty to Lila crumbling. As the video ended, Detective Brooks stepped forward with 2 officers. "We've got warrants for Lila Carter and Vince Russo," she announced. The crowd cheered as the screen cut to a live feed. Tommy had set up a hidden camera at the Columbus hotel where Lila and Vince were celebrating. Police stormed in, cuffing them both as they screamed in shock. But I wasn't done. Using the recovered $50,000, I bought back my house and donated the rest to Willow Creek's community center, naming it after my late wife, Mary. The crowd erupted in applause when I announced it. Ethan hugged me, tears in his eyes. "I'm so sorry, Dad," he whispered. I hugged him back, knowing we'd rebuild what we'd lost. The final blow came weeks later. Lila and Vince were charged with fraud and embezzlement. Their fancy Columbus house was seized, their reputations destroyed. Lila's face was all over the local news, branded as the con artist she was. I watched from my porch, sipping coffee, feeling a weight lift off my shoulders. Climax scene, the camera pans over Willow Creek at sunset, my house glowing warmly in the background. I narrate, I lost everything, but I fought back. Not with fists, but with truth. If you're watching this, remember, betrayal cuts deep, but justice cuts deeper. So that was my revenge story. If you like it, click the like button and subscribe the channel for next revenge story.